Okay, multiple fireworks there coming in from Edo State. You can't expect anything less. Edo State is the heartbeat of the country. Even those of us who are here in Abuja, when we watch Edo State, we watch it very interestingly and carefully. You will see the multiple fireworks there from our Benin Network Center. The pro Okpebolo and the pro Obaseki. Everyone defending their holding positions. Some saying that the debt profile is currently high. Some saying the infrastructure that is going on now is the best, and Governor Mondo Okpebolo is getting it right. But that's the beauty of Edo State, and that's why when they start to create an acronym for the state, Edo was described as the heartbeat of the nation. So when you see that interview coming in, some call it those bars. That's the heartbeat. And you can only get that from the heartbeat. Okay, let's go over now to the legacy and time, life and time of former President Muhammadu Buhari. If you remember clearly, when he was contesting the election against Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, some persons gave him the name Muhammadu Okechukwu Nnemeka Buhari. And now we are now being joined in the studio by as APC chieftain, Mr. Sam Eke. Welcome to our studio. Yeah, thank you very much. Now, quickly, let's go to the demise of the president. A man that means many things to many persons. What's your general assessment of the man Muhammadu Buhari?
Well, I sympathize with the family, immediate family, with the government of Katsina State and Nigerians generally. The man Muhammadu Buhari, the former president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, was a man of his word, a man every other person have seen as a man who is sincere, a man who is not corrupt. But as a human being, nobody is perfect. He has come, he has seen, and he has conquered. As a military man, he got to the peak of his career and became the commander-in-chief of Nigeria. As a politician, he won election and then got a second term and ruled Nigeria throughout his period, even though he was battling with illness here and there. But at the same time, he did his best. His best might not be enough, but he has done something no other leader in Nigeria has done. One of the things he did was appealing to Nigerians that he must have not been perfect. He has hurt some persons in maybe taking decisions and so on, that Nigerians should find a place to forgive him. Not every person will do that. So I want us to reflect as a nation. Are we getting it right? We can't have a nation that is the largest black nation on earth.
Correct.
And we don't have a hospital that people can go. We don't. If we have, where are our leaders? 80% of our leaders in this country.
You're saying that because you saw one. You saw the clips from London.
Yes.
You were shocked. Muhammadu recovering, President Abubakar recovering, President Buhari just gone, and these are the ones we saw. There are many others undisclosed.
The moment you become a state governor,
even a senator,
or a senator, you run to the UK, you run to Germany, you run to France, you run to the US.
into Dubai.
Carrying a lot of funds into those countries' economy. So we have to think inward and get these things right.
Okay, no, we'll come to that. Let's leave that, and we'll come to that later, because we know for sure we'll be looking at. We'll talk about that when we go deep in the interview. But now let's look at the question many are asking: who inherits the Buhari 12.5 million votes? You see something on social media. Everyone is asking, who now stands in that as we speak now, we may not be able to look at the north, the south, but within the northern flanks, we saw article arriving last night, moving to Daura. Erufai had touched down in the morning, moving to Daura. Kwankwaso, everyone is moving to Daura this morning. And the question is, can we get another man who will get that hot followership?
Well, as it stands today, no northerner is wearing the shoes of Buhari. Maybe in the near future. But let's look at the young tigers that are coming up. Between El-Rufai, Kwankwaso, and maybe everybody is not in the equation.
Okay.
Maybe the man from Bauchi, Bala Mohammed, might spring a surprise. But the populists in the corner are now divided between El-Rufai and Kwankwaso. Atiku is in his evenings. He will not pull that same crowd. But he will pull the crowd of the elites in the north. For now, let's start looking inward. Kwankwaso, El-Rufai.
But what did Buhari do specially to gather this crowd? Because if you, I had a very touching experience. The period he spent about 6 months away or so, and when he was returning, I was among the persons who went to the airport to actually see a president that we believe had been so sick, and the crowd of his supporters that gathered around the airport. The whole of the airport road was blocked. Not blocked by security, but blocked by his own people. When I say his own people, the Talakawas who gathered to receive one like a Messiah. What did he do to gather this extreme followership?
Sincerity. Let me just use the word sincerity. There's a saying they use to follow Buhari earlier. They call it seme gaskiya. Being sincere. And the common man sees Buhari as someone who is in their class. I know things changed when he became president. But before he became a civilian president, they saw him as the man who will stand for the common man. And they saw him as someone who is sincere and truthful, someone who will fight corruption, someone who will go against the elitist mentality. But, the military Buhari was different from the civilian Buhari because he can't take total decisions on his own. As a military president, anything he says becomes law. But in the civilian administration, most of the things you do, you have to go through the National Assembly and then get it approved. So he doesn't have that power, and age was also on him.
The
health was totally...
But many had thought that when he was coming back for the second term, the court followership would have disappeared, considering the fact that some of his policies appeared to have not worked out so good. Things were tough for some persons, but yet his people,
yes,
they are still with him. And even this morning, they are saying today that Daura will likely be a no-go area.
Yes, the people knows the person called Buhari beyond the president Buhari. Okay. He is a sincere person. He might be president, but because of shortcomings of ill health and stress and so on, but they know he is not corrupt. As an individual, he is not corrupt. Buhari as an individual is not corrupt. Nobody anywhere, whether you are a former president, a governor, will say, okay, this man has bent one way or the other for us to have a corrupt deal. That is a no-no. So, and what you do both in secret and in public, people seems to know you're a real person. So they still believe, even in death, this man was not corrupt. You cannot hear he has houses everywhere. The house he had in Kaduna is still the same house. He is staying there. The one in Daura is still where he retired to. He is not a frequent person in... You can't hear he has bank accounts all around the world.
Luxury.
No, he's not a luxurious person. So you can
see that. But if we just oppose that, let me share a thought. One of those instances where the president was barred from going to the national mosque. The first time he went there, the crowds were all coming. He went to the Eid prayer ground, the crowds were all coming. And at some point, the security aides had to tell him, Mr. President, you can't be praying again at the national mosque. You can't be going for the Eid prayer ground. You have to be doing your Eid inside the barrack.
Yeah.
And most times, one thing that will shock you, I don't know what is it, that is, at some point, there was a concept that hand he usually raised up. That the moment he raises that hand, it tends to charge his followers. And we saw that when he, at one point at the Eid prayer ground, he raised that hand up, they were surging towards him as commander-in-chief. And the ADC told him, Mr. President, you can't do this. Keep that hand down. And when he raised it again, Nigeria, they said, Buhari, they raised that hand. And in the whole of this process, many believe there's more to him than meets the eyes.
He is a man of integrity. And the common man in this country don't need much from anybody. You should be sincere, firm, and truthful. They will naturally follow you. They will believe in you. We saw what happened in 2023 election. You saw a man who doesn't have a platform. You saw the followership he had in the last election. I won't mention names here. So what was the language that person was using? Go and verify. So the common man just wants to see someone who is sincere, someone he can trust with his life, and they will follow you. And that's the person of Buhari. Buhari is this person, people trust his judgment. The elites trust his judgment over the years. As a military head of state, he fought corruption squarely. So people have seen it. And he has kept to it until he became a civilian president, and that didn't happen. But at the same time, they also know that this man is a sincere man. He's a different breed from the kind of politicians we see today. I don't think anybody can command the followership of Buhari in the North as we speak today.
Now, let's look at some issues that some persons complained about him. That one, he appears not to be politically smart. That's why he left a Saraki and a Dino to capture the parliament. That he wasn't politically smart, and that appears to be where some persons say, look, you don't bring in such sincerity into governance. That when you are in governance, you don't just carry that toga, I belong to everybody, I belong to nobody. You must belong to some persons who actually put you there and whatever here. But in all of this, there were talks here and there over the fact that he really don't understand the game and play it with the angle of a righteous man.
He's a Democrat, that's what I will say. The attitude he displayed all through his tenure it has shown that President Buhari was a Democrat. You can't find such in the present day democracy we practice, where a governor, a sitting governor, will be removed by the president. The governor and the president was elected same way by the same people. So you can't find a Buhari acting that way. He allowed the National Assembly, which is an institution of its own, to choose whosoever they wish, because he was a sincere person. What he cares is that let these policies be profitable to Nigerians. So I know politicians might not like the way he ran governance as a politician, but he is not a politician who is there for any personal gain. He was there for the betterment of Nigerians. I always refer to.
Okay, let me hang it there. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We have been speaking with Sam Eke, the chief of the APC. We'll take a break. When we come back on the break, we'll go on with the conversation live on time of Muhammadu Buhari. Okay, thanks indeed for staying with us. The program is this morning on Independent Television, IT, your darling station. We are transmitting now from our Abuja Network Center, and we have been speaking with Mr. Sam Eke, APC chieftain, explaining the live and time of Muhammadu Buhari. I've been told that Honorable Ebenezer Oyetakin is on the line if we get him back there. Well, let's come on. You're talking about the fact that Muhammadu Buhari was a Democrat, but for many in the politics and in the party, they don't see him as one.
Well, let me use the words of Buhari.
Okay.
He said, until we separate looters from hardworking Nigerians, the next generation of youths will think looting is a career. So, I'll go with what you just asked.
Okay.
He was a Democrat. He has not used his place as the president to influence any democratic decision. He has not used his personality to influence the decisions of the National Assembly or the political party where he belongs.
Okay.
He allowed everybody in the party to aspire to whatever position you want to aspire to. If you get it, alhamdulillah. If you don't get it, thanks be to God. You understand me? So he is a Democrat, not a situation where impositions of candidates or impositions of persons into political office due to favorites from politicians or a cabal.
But they accused him that he is while he maintained his sanctity, he walked like the biblical Eli, who was overseeing the tabernacle at Shiloh, who was a righteous man, but his children and everybody, all those around him, were messing up the sanctity of the tabernacle of the Lord. Well,
government is continual. So I expect anybody who feels that people around him did A, B, C should also probe the persons and bring them to book. So mere saying it is not fact. What is fact is charge the person to court. If the person is found guilty, let the person face the music. But say no, people around Buhari, yes, every president have people around.
Maybe that was why when President Tinubu came, he had to do so much of removal that have never been done before. There was a clean sweep of sack and sack and sack and sack. When we thought it was ABC to APC, Buhari never even sacked that way. He sacked everybody, believing that all those around President Buhari are largely persons who don't mean well for the country.
Well, after such actions have been taken, what does it translate to the common man on the street? Because it's not about sacking people. It's about getting institutions working the way they should be. We should fight corruption through institution. We should institutionalize it. It shouldn't be a situation whereby it should be tied to a person. Once the institutions get it right, bureaucracy is followed, corruption is 50% fought. Because what has happened over the years is that we tie governance to a person. We tie decision making to the body language of the person, as they used to.
Okay, maybe we're getting Honorable Ebenezer Oyetakin. If he's ready, I'll be very glad to really take him quickly, as our time is flying before we reach top of the hour. Okay, that's Honorable Ebenezer Oyetakin. He was a staunch pro-Buhari, one staunch supporter that many persons believe was not given his appropriate place. Very, very versatile author who spent his time working and campaigning for Buhari. Maybe Sam Eke also did the same here, but somehow when governance comes and men had to share position, somehow those who work may not be favored. Maybe a divine angle. Okay, we're expecting him there. It's like on the picture, for the video we saw that maybe he's having an audio challenge. If you can hear me quickly, let's get your take on what you think of the man you love so much, Muhammadu Buhari. Can you hear me? Okay, let's fix that now quickly. Let's come back. We hope to get Honorable Ebenezer. Let's now build now from this angle here. As everyone gathers here for his burial and others, let's take a little bit extreme Are you sure that if President Muhammadu Buhari is to be alive, will he not complain over the way he's being buried? People flying into London, the Buhari will tell you, where did you get all this money from? Governor this, governor that, coming to London to see my corpse or whatever. He would have asked Zulu, what are you doing here? He will ask his own governor, what are you doing here? He will even ask Goodluck and others who came, are you coming to see my corpse?
That's the person of Buhari. But in death, a lot of people are trooping to Daura.
I'm talking about the ones trooping to London.
Yeah, the ones trooping to London are sympathizing with the family, immediate family, and reflecting and consoling them at the same time. And a lot of persons have offered prayers in different mosques across the country.
People can offer his own prayers.
Christians are offering prayers, Muslims are offering prayers. A lot of persons will go to Dora for his burial and offer prayers. So for the next 40 days, Dora will be flooded with lovers of the former president to just offer prayers and supplications for his life.
Okay, quickly now. You talked about something when we started. Let's touch that. From what we saw yesterday and the complaint that actually flooded, because once the burial is over now, such conversations will not be discussed again. When we saw persons currently receiving medical attention in Daura, we saw the once powerful nephew, Mama Daura, still in London, in London receiving treatment. We saw Abdullah Abubakar in London receiving treatment. Buhari had gone to receive his own. Sadly, he passed on. Some other ones are there, not captured on camera or not visited by Shatima. Should we remain like that? I know very strongly that on May 19th, 2023, President Muhammadu Buhari commissioned the Presidential State House Clinic, ultra-modern, standard, built with 21 billion. Why don't we use it?
With 21 bed,
14 bed,
14 bed,
14 bed spaces.
So
I was there.
Some 1.something billion for a patient to have comfort.
No, not the one for the
State House Clinic. It's State House Clinic inside the villa.
It's still inside the villa. So the other one is outside. The State House Clinic, the other one is outside.
It's not,
this one is for the presidents, their family, ultra modern.
It is not about building structures
and furnishing equipping it and
having equipment. It's about getting the right persons who would run them.
Why don't we bring them?
Now, common primary school teachers have been on strike for 3 months.
I think that one is Wiki and this Kalangu and others.
It's about the 6 area council, and this is the face of Nigeria. Yeah. I'm just using that as an example. Then talk about professionals. Yeah. What's their take home?
But we can pay. The money we spend in London for Abu Salami, who will likely be on state bills, the one on Buhari, we can get those London guys, fly them in, treat our president.
No, that's why I said let's sit down and have reflections.
But they will sit with us. Will they sit with you?
It's unfortunate. Good. It's very unfortunate. There's no hospital that treats a senator. A senator comfortably owned by the government in Nigeria.
How about the one we have in the State House? We can treat.
Who are the persons? Even the president does not visit State House clinic.
I mean, the one for the president, they don't even.
Even the president goes. You see him in France. So let's not deceive ourselves.
Now the one we built with 21 billion naira many years ago, the CT scan, the MRI, the best of equipment are all inside. And no one. Are we comfortable?
These are public hospitals. That's the way I see it. Okay. They will not go there. Go to all these Cedar Crest private hospitals, very 5-star private hospitals. They visit there. But once they visit there for minor checkup, once it's major illness, you see them, they fly abroad. We must.
Someone said something that after all of this stress of Buhari burial, somebody will say, look, I'm going to Dara, I really feel some body pain. Let me just check myself in London.
Yes.
Or let me go to Paris. After going around, I'm tired. I really have, this headache is about 2 days now. Can I really, let me fly, get me a ticket. Let me see my doctor in Paris, in London, in Dubai, in India. And for what us who are also going to Dara.
So, if I'm in government and I'm the president, one thing I will do is that I will make sure at least no public servant or civil servant goes abroad.
If you start from you and your family.
Yes. So I will make sure
our children must school here.
I will make sure that we have at least six specialists, five-star hospitals in the 6 Jopo.
I know they are building one now in Enugu. They are building one in Enugu, one world class in Enugu, built by the governor Umba. I think that's one of the only one we have around now.
He is building it. He has not completed it. You can build and equip and nobody will go there. We saw Rocha Sokorocha when he built hospitals, 5-star buildings everywhere. The buildings have been overtaken by rodents. So it's not about building.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sam. Okay. We started on a nice note. You commended the president. We only pray our leaders learn. We can't spend billions and be shipping phones to other civilizations.
We saw how COVID-19 killed a lot of people because they couldn't access their medical treatment.
And they couldn't travel abroad.
And they didn't learn from it.
Okay, let's hope they learn. Thank you very much, Mr. Sameke. Thank you for coming. Okay, it's now time for us to take you straight to our Lagos Network Center. We'll look at Muhammadu Buhari. It's an ongoing discourse. We'll look at the local government election where the APC was announced to have swept all 100 over 100. Someone called it a cheap prophecy, but yet from the Lagos end, the discourse will continue.